everyone, Erin here with Strength Through Self-Care, bringing you another video focused on coping during COVID-19. As a clinical social worker, I'm hoping to share tips and tools rooted in holistic self-care so we can better support ourselves and others during this time of chaos, isolation, and uncertainty. As always, if you're new to my blog, I invite you to take a look at my first video, Taking a Deep Breath, and the YouTube channel description for some important disclaimers and just to learn a little bit more about what inspired me to create this series. Today, we're going to talk about turning inward through spirituality. But what is spirituality? How do we define it? I personally look at it as seeking meaning and purpose in life and the world around us, regardless of whether this is connected to religiosity. Some other definitions that I've seen include seeking something bigger than ourselves, which is considered universal to humankind, and also exploring and the meaning of connectedness, not only to ourselves, but to other people, to nature, and even the sacred. For many of us who are connected to faith-based communities and traditions, COVID-19 is a really interesting and challenging time. With the spring months, we have a lot of holidays and sacred moments that people are celebrating, from Passover and Easter to the fasting month of Ramadan. But many of us are unable to congregate in our houses of worship or even gather with loved ones and family members in celebration. And even those of us who are not connected to a particular faith-based community, it can be really difficult experiencing a pandemic and wondering what this all means, how our future is going to be impacted, and it leaves our worldviews a little bit shaken. Now, COVID has allowed us to get creative using virtual platforms and technologies to build connections in our communities, including having prayer services online, community meals, and even lecture series for different communities. But one thing that we can do individually is to turn inward through contemplation, reflection, and meditation. Yep, I said meditation. If your ears perked up, I want to share some perceptions and maybe some misconceptions about meditation before guiding us through a brief loving kindness meditation today that hopefully you'll find beneficial. So when people hear meditation, they often think that it has to be connected to a religious tradition or the divine, and specifically Eastern traditions such as Buddhism or Hinduism. While it is true that a lot of people of faith do use meditation, it does not have to be connected to a particular belief system, and it can be practiced by anyone, anywhere. Another misconception is that you have to sit in a particular body posture, body position, such as crossed legs with certain mudras or hand gestures, certain mantras or sounds. Again, this is something that some people use and find beneficial, but it's absolutely not a requirement. There are tons of different meditations, and you should sit, stand, walk in whatever way is going to be supportive of your body. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into our own meditation. Also, people think that you often have to meditate for a long period of time, 1, 2, 3 hours, for it to be genuine meditation, and then you have to clear your mind completely and empty it of whatever you've been thinking about. Again, there's so many types of meditations, and some encourage you to focus on one thing in particular, others encourage you to quiet your mind or simply be aware of yourself and your body. And our meditation today, Loving Kindness, is going to focus on sending positive energy and messages known as affirmations to people around us and people we care about. And there's also a lot of meditations that aren't very long. It's totally fine to meditate for an hour or two if that's the practice you have, but it's also equally fine to do a 3-minute, 5-minute, or 10-minute meditation. So don't find that it's necessary or a prerequisite of meditation to have this desire or need to meditate for really long periods of time. So with loving kindness meditation, it's positive, use affirmations. I'll provide examples today, but the cool thing about it is you can adapt it and use your own unique affirmations and language. It's brief, it can be done in 10 minutes or less. So I really like the shortness of it and also the flexibility of it. So go ahead and get in a comfortable position. I'm gonna get a little bit adjusted as well. You just wanna feel like you can relax and like your muscles are supported and you're not holding tension in your body. There will be some visualization involved in the meditation practice, so sometimes closing your eyes might help with this and facilitate it. But as always, if you're not comfortable in doing so, just leave your eyes open and have a gentle gaze. So once you're in your comfy position, I'm going to ask you to think about the experience of feeling sunlight and sunshine on your body and on your skin specifically. So this might be from sitting in your backyard one summer afternoon, or from going to a beach, or even going on a walk or a hike. But we've probably all had one experience at least where it's been a bright sunny day and we've looked up to the sky and we've felt the warmth and the tingling of the sunshine on our face or on our skin. And I just want you to imagine for a moment what that feels like, because we're going to use some of that sensory information and description in our visualizations today. So once you have that in mind, we'll go ahead and get started. And I'm going to ask you to bring to mind somebody who cares about you deeply, either from the past or from the present. Could be a family member, a friend, or even a mentor. And I want you to visualize that they are in the room with you right now, sitting next to you, sending you love and well-being that warms you, literally warms your skin, like you're feeling sunlight or sunshine on you. And just sit with that for a moment and really feel it. Next, you're going to visualize everyone who cares about you in this room with you, all sending you collective love and well-being, and feeling the warmth of that sunlight increase as the number of people increase, and really absorbing that light and that energy and that warmth. Next, I want you to visualize someone who is very close to you. Could be an intimate partner, a family member, or one of your best friends. Visualize that they're sitting next to you and send love and well-being toward them with the affirmation, may you be happy, healthy, and at ease. You might stay with that for a breath or two. Obviously, I'm doing a little shorter because we're on a video, but know that you can sit with it for a minute or two if you want to before transitioning. Next, you're going to visualize an acquaintance, someone who you've interacted with before and had positive interactions with before, but maybe you're not as close with them as you are with the previous person. You're going to envision that they are sitting next to you and intend to send them love and well-being, quietly saying to yourself the affirmation, may you be happy, healthy, and at ease. Again, just letting it linger for a moment or two. We're next going to move on to a stranger or a neutral individual. This one can be a little tricky, but try to envision someone you've seen before or even run into in the community or in a public place, but you haven't interacted with them much and you don't really know their name or much about them. So try your best to envision that person in this space with you, and then send them that same love and that same affirmation. May you be happy, healthy, and at ease. Next, we're going to move to the world and humanity. This can also be a little tricky, a little abstract. You can either visualize people of all different backgrounds and walks of life gathering together, maybe holding hands, maybe not, because we're socially distancing right now. One thing I like to do is actually visualize the world as a globe and imagine that I'm in outer space, kind of looking down at the world at night, and all the cities are lit up on the globe, kind of illuminated and sparkling. That's a really peaceful image for me. So you can also visualize that. But just really try to imagine that in your mind and then send the same energy and the same positive message and affirmation. May you be happy, healthy, and at peace and at ease. Again, we're talking to all of humanity here. One additional person that we could bring into play is someone that maybe we've had a challenging relationship with or a negative relationship. This is not a mandatory part of this meditation, but I want to bring it up as an option because some people find it really therapeutic and healing to kind of practice some compassion and some forgiveness. But if you're not at that place or that doesn't sound like it's going to serve you, then don't do it. You'll go to humanity and you'll go ahead and end there. But if you would like to think of someone who maybe has wronged you or who you've struggled with in the past, you can envision them after you envision a stranger or neutral person and prior to envisioning the world as a whole. You'll do the same thing, just visualizing that person. Maybe they're not in the same room as you, but bringing them to mind and sending them some positive affirmations. So that's loving kindness meditation. It's really as quick and simple as that. And I love that it can be individualized, because even though I gave you that example affirmation, know that you can make it unique. You can change out the words. The idea as an affirmation is just a positive message that embodies all these positive sentiments of love and wellness and gratitude, and kind of sending that energy out into the world and accepting it as well. So I hope you guys find that helpful. Again, we can use this and incorporate devotions, supplications, or faith-based practices into it. Or if we're not someone who's particularly religious, we can just do it the way we did it today. I do want to share a quick couple of resources with you guys, and that involves meditation apps. There are a lot of smartphone apps out there for Androids and iPhones where you can explore meditation and even relaxation tools a little bit further. A couple that I like include Calm, Headspace, and Insight Timer. Calm is one of my personal favorites. All of them, I believe, have free versions as well as premium paid versions. And a lot of them have free trials too, where you can explore and play around. If you're not sure if you want to invest in one, go online and look up some articles and blog posts that talk about the different ones that are out there, give some brief summaries and descriptions, and compares and contrasts them. But know that loving kindness meditation, like we did today, can be done in your own time and space without any need for technology or apps. I am wishing you all wellness. As always, stay healthy, stay safe, and God willing, I'll see you next time.